If you're a man and you're not trying to become rich and powerful, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your time. If you're a man and you're not motivated to do anything it takes to get into the winner's circle, because it's about 50 people on the planet, the main characters. If you're not dedicated, you don't have the motivation, if you're not prepared to do whatever it takes to get to the top, I don't know what the fuck you're doing with your life. But I promise you, although the climb is difficult, it's arduous, yeah, sure. It's gonna hurt on the way up, but it's worth it. I realized I had to get rich when I was 16 years old. I've told this story before, but I was walking to college with 3 of my friends and a guy burnt past in a red Ferrari. And I said to my friends while we were walking, how does this man have 300,000 pounds for a car when none of our families even have cars? Back then, the world was different. It wasn't like it is now. When I was 16, you didn't see money. I didn't see money. I didn't have the internet. I didn't see private jets. I didn't know Monaco. I didn't know Saint-Tropez was a place. I didn't know about girls on yachts. I didn't know about anything. I'm growing up in England, completely flat broke. And the first time I had access visually to money, I knew I couldn't live as a second-class citizen any longer. I make all of this clear to people, and I say that money is a competency test. You simply need to want it. If you want it, you're going to get it. But you're not going to get anything in this life you do not want. The cocaine-addicted hooker addict wants money for cocaine and hookers. That's why he's richer than you. The crack addict needs money for crack. That's how he manages to get some new money every day with no job. You don't want it enough. If you want to get rich, I absolutely guarantee you will get rich. You have the entire world at your fingertips, and you're still not motivated, and you still don't care enough, and you're still not prepared to try something new. When we were poor, how often was I talking about trying to get rich? I don't think we spoke about anything else ever. Every day, all day, what did we talk about when we were poor?
How to get rich, why we need to be rich, what we do if we were rich.
And we imagine these fictional scenarios. We'd say, we'll just go to brand new cities and we'll just stay in the best hotels and we'll just have girls and we'll just have money. And we sit there and go, but if you travel around all the time, how do you have a job? How do you work? I was like, I don't know, we'll work it out. Remember actually saying, like, we're just going to travel and have money.
Yeah, we'll be in New York, smoking cigars in the back of a Maybach. There'll be millions in the account somehow.
But we were still in the paradigm of jobs. So we're like, it would have been like time off work. So maybe we can work a bunch. We could have a month where we can just travel around. Wild. It's all we talked about all of the time. I thought someone was rich for the most basic things. If you had Coke in your house as a kid, I thought your parents were rich.
Yeah, drinks that weren't tap water.
If you had drinks that weren't tap water, your parents were rich.
Yeah, we were. I remember feeling rich because I had food in the fridge full of food. A few bottles of booze, 2 bottles of Smirnoff, bottle of whiskey, couple bottles of wine in the fridge. I thought, fucking hell, I'm prepared for a weekend. Should we live in New York?
New York, where the rich people live. I quite like New York. Are we going to end up doing American Psycho if we move to New York, Tristan? We're going to end up buying business cards and going to dinners and giving business cards out and having loads of hot girls in our apartment. Another thing I don't understand about people who don't try and make money. Getting rich is the easiest way to achieve all the things you want to achieve.
Oh, yeah.
You want people to respect you when you talk. Yep. Easiest way, get rich. Yep. You want girls to love you. Easiest way, get rich. You want to leave a legacy and be remembered. Easiest way, get rich. Yeah. It's amazing that people say getting rich is hard when it's in fact the easiest possible way to achieve all the things you want to achieve. How else can you go down in history and be remembered in a positive light without getting rich? You'd have to dedicate your life to charity and live in a fucking shithole.
But you could do a lot more charity
if you had money. Exactly. So I'm not even saying that in those scenarios, money wouldn't help you. But I'm saying that for you to even go down in history without money, you would have to completely sacrifice all good about your life when you could instead just get rich. Or get rich and do the same thing and do better than you would do without the money. So money is not everything, but it is an easy way to make your mark in history. And also it's a basic competency test. If you're alive for long enough and you still don't have any money, there must be something wrong with you. You're either stupid or lazy, or you're not dedicated, or you're not thinking outside the box. You're too lazy to attempt to try something new. So you are lazy. You can be lazy while working hard. Yeah. A lot of people who work very hard who are still lazy. Back then when we were trying to get rich, we tried a new thing every 5 seconds. Remember, every day we tried something new.
Yeah, they all of them failed.
All of them failed. We try this, we try that, we try this, we tried those energy drinks in Tesco. Yeah. That's that old story.
SMS text line competitions.
SMS text line competitions in magazines. We tried to set up that weight loss thing website. Remember when I found that website? You make weight loss website. Yeah. We tried everything. Every day we had a new business idea. None of it ever worked. But most people are not prepared to keep trying new things. When we say to people, guys, here's something you can try, often they go, yeah, but I've already got something. Well, then do fucking both, idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Sleep less.
Sleep less and get rich.
Sleep 2 hours less a day.
You either want it or you don't. Truthfully, if you want it, it's impossible to fail.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing how impossible it is to fail.
Everybody has to play the game of trying to get some money. Everyone. Everyone on planet Earth, no matter who you are, no matter how much of an anti-capitalist hippie you are, you have to play the same game as everyone else. Try to get some money to do the things that you want to do. So you may as well get good at it.
It's true. If something about life is certain, get good at it. Like war, like violence, and like making money. Imagine the mayhem of people recognizing us, you fighting crackheads, we fucking nightmare. So now we have to avoid poor people at all costs, even though we were once poor, because being poor is no longer safe.
No wonder they avoided us. I was like, well, I haven't got any rich friends. Now I know. They were avoiding me. Can't blame them. You know? Can't fucking blame them.
It's always a risk with the brokies, you don't know.
Yeah, right. You're right.
Only a few of them are ever going to make it out. Most of them are going to stay exactly where they fucking are. Angry, sad, and bitter with Twitter accounts. Stay away from them.
Angry, sad, and bitter on Twitter.
Hate's not a brand. You can't build on hate. You can hate someone with all your heart. You can't build on it. You can't get rich from it. All that time posting hate about someone else, you can't build on hate. But build on love, by empowerment. You can't build on hate. It's not you can't monetize it. No one gives a shit that you're a hater. Yeah. That's why they're only going to lose and we're just going to keep winning. This goes back into what we were saying earlier, right? This is why I'm so happy for there to be losers. Because for there to be a winner, there has to be a loser. The reason it's so easy to win in the world today is because the majority of people are perfectly prepared to lose. Yeah. You just described, you have to wake up and you have to give a shit. You have to wake up and go, you know what? I'm responsible for my health, and I'm responsible for my finances, and I'm responsible for my family, and I'm responsible for the decisions I make, and I'm responsible for my work ethic, and I'm responsible for my motivation, and I'm gonna win. That's all you have to do to be monumentally wealthy. Yeah. And the reason it is so easy is because most people can't do that. If everyone could do that, then to win would be hard. So I would hate for all the losers to start being winners, because then it's hard for winners to win. Yeah. And I still want to win against the winners. But luckily, God has put us in this version of the simulation where it is so brutally easy to surpass everyone around us. I look at people and just go, you haven't even tried. It's like a race and the gun goes off and I start running as fast as I can. And I turn around and no one's even moved. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll jog then. And I'm nearly done and no one's even moved. Then I start walking. Then I just lay down and just have a rest. And I look at the back of the finish line, the start line, and everyone's still standing there. I don't feel like running. I'm not motivated. I'm stressed. Like, they're all just standing around the fucking start line. Yeah. And I'm right there at the finish line. And they're telling me like, oh, you're a bad person because you have money. I just gave a fuck about my own life. Like, I just cared. How there are people waking up each morning and not giving a shit about their own life. Who do you expect to wake up and give a shit if you don't? Or even you or me, do you think any of us wake up and go, John, I really need to get John a Ferrari. I really need to get John a Ferrari and a hot bitch and a nice big house. Today I'm gonna focus on John. No, we'll help you if you're here to help, if you're here to be helped.
Now you care.
No,
you care about John.
No, the point is, if John cares about himself,
then you're about to help.
Then I'll help him.
Yeah.
But if John doesn't care about himself, I don't care about John. People don't give a shit. And then they expect someone else to give a shit more than they do. And this is the point I was making about John. If you don't care about your own life, no one's gonna ever care about your own life more than you do. You're just gonna perpetually lose and perma-fail. Yeah. That's all you're gonna do. You're gonna perma-fail. Yeah. And it's not my job to drag you up from the gutter. Like you said, free newsletter, fantastic. That still exists. You know, this is another thing that's so incredible about the internet, and we'll tie it into your business as well, about the internet and about computers and these things. The dream, the primary objective of financial freedom isn't Lambos and yachts and these things. It's to not have constant anxiety, stress, and worry and complaints about health or having children or your mother needs you or your car breaking down. It's just knowing that all of life's little problems can be fixed because you have money, because you can pay someone else to fix them. To achieve this dream, men in the 1800s would get into wagons and cross the uninhabited terrain or the unexplored terrain of the United States, risk murder or kidnapped by the Native Americans, risk malaria or typhoid, and they'd spend 6 weeks traveling from the east of America to go all the way out west. And if they made it alive, they'd buy a shovel and stand in the desert heat all day long, digging in the sand for little pieces of gold. The gold rush, people lost their lives for a chance at financial freedom. And nowadays you say to someone, you haven't got to do that. You haven't got to go die in a trench. You don't have to take a 6-week journey across unexplored terrain and risk your life. You haven't got to do that. You know what you have to do? You have to type on a keyboard. You can be rich if you type on a keyboard. They're gonna go, yeah, later. How the fuck do you help these people? What can I do? What words can I say? You're a loser. You deserve to lose. I don't feel sorry for you at all, because when I had nothing, I'd do anything it took. If you told me I had to only type on a keyboard, I would have typed on that keyboard non-stop for 72 hours, let alone 8 strokes. Most people who are losing deserve to lose. Everything's fucked. So you're sitting there going, well, I have to predict the future. What allows me to compete and predict the future, because everything's so chaotic? The only thing I can predict is that I'm going to work harder than everyone else. I'm going to get up earlier than everyone else. I'm going to pay more attention than everybody else. I'm going to research harder than everyone else. I'm not going to feel sorry for myself. I'm going to dedicate myself. I'm going to find some money. That's what I'm going to do. So that's right now, it's almost like go 100% in on yourself season, because you can't even, and I'll apply this to what I do, maybe it applies to you also. Going all in on Bitcoin might backfire. Going all in on property might backfire. But going all in on yourself will never backfire. My mentality currently is I just need to make sure I'm my absolute best self all of the time, and I am permanently motivated to do whatever it takes to win, and I'm the most adaptable. Darwin said it's the most adaptable of the species that survives. It's not the biggest, it's not the strongest, it's the one that identifies that the forest is disappearing quickest and grows some fins and jumps in the ocean. So it's adaptability season now. Here's the thing that's interesting. I, as a man with enough money to never work again for the rest of his life, am spending my days consciously searching and actively planning and trying to identify trends and new ways to make money and new patterns to make sure that I'm not caught last when things do finally shift or change. But a brokey with no money at all doesn't bother. You're going to be last and you're going to get crushed.
So you have a personality defect that you need to actually analyze and identify and cure. What the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you where you cannot type on a keyboard to achieve all of your dreams? What is wrong with you where you cannot go to the gym and lift enough weights to be self-confident enough to get any woman that you desire? What is wrong with you? Do you want to lose? Are you so desperate to perma-fail? There's some kind of personality fault with you people. It's not a lack of motivation. No, it's you who have a personality fault. There is something wrong with you that is preventing you from being the man that you could be. And this is the beauty of life as a man. There's nothing better than blaming yourself for absolutely everything that's ever happened to you, waking up and realizing it was all your fault and you're the only one who can fix it. This is so applicable to nearly any problem in your life. 99.9% of girl problems are your fault. It's not women are crazy because she doesn't respect you enough because you haven't done anything which is important or difficult enough to garner her respect. All of the women problems are your own fault, and you should blame yourself completely. The point of brotherhood is to keep you self-accountable. We're talking about absolute monarchy's mentality. The point of brotherhood is for all of the men around you to help you blame yourself for everything that happens to you. The point of brotherhood is for you to go to somebody who you respect, whose voice means something to you, and when you try and cry and complain, they say it's on you to fix. Sure, yeah, that sounds like a problem. You better fix it. You better sort it out. The absolute point of brotherhood is the accountability. And the accountability, the bottom line, the buck stops with you in all things. That's the beauty of it. That is your problem, 100% your problem, and you must take responsibility and accountability for that exact thing. Life as a man is so brutally simple. You wake up and you blame yourself for everything, and you look in the mirror and you say, all of this shit is my fault, all of it.
So how do I fix it?
So how do I get it fixed? Nobody's gonna come fix it for you. Nobody gives a shit about you. You have to give a shit about yourself. It is down to you and you alone, because nobody else is waking up each day thinking of how they can get you to have more money and you to have a nicer life. They're too busy worried about themselves. Guys, you have to try. Absolutely everything is on your back. Absolutely everything is your fault. But we get a lot of questions asked to us, and even here in Dubai, we have people running up to us asking for advice, and the advice is for you to care about your own life, care about the people around you, and realize that you have absolutely no capability as a man, that nobody's going to ever love you, and your love means nothing. There's no point in you loving anybody if you cannot help them. There's no point in you loving anybody if you cannot take care of them when they need you. Your love means nothing if you're useless, and you're not going to have much love in your life if you're useless. So it's very important as a man you blame yourself for absolutely everything and you get it done.
Well, this is the thing. If you're a man and you've watched this entire podcast and you do not take action, if you do not finish this podcast and decide to do something to make your life better than what it currently is, your love doesn't mean anything for your kids. This is what's so amazing to me about broke people. As a man, your love only has value if you have capability. When a capable man says, I love you, that matters. When a loser man or a weak man or a lazy man says, I love you, it means nothing because he can't do anything with the love. Your love is empty. Women know this intrinsically. This is why when a loser says to a girl, I love you so much, she's like, I don't care. Because she knows you can't help her. You can't improve her life. You can't protect her. When a winner says, I love you, she feels it.
Yeah.
Women know this intrinsically. So it's amazing to me that men will sit here. They'll ignore all the advice we've given. And then you want to sit there and say, oh, but I love my kids. No, you don't. If you're a brokey, you don't even fucking love anybody. You don't even love yourself.
Yeah.
That's the level it's reached now at this point where the world's so fucked. When I see a person at 40 years of age with no money and no drive, and he goes, oh, I really want to make it out. I say, you don't give a shit about your family. You don't give a shit about your last name. You don't give a shit about yourself. You don't give a shit about anybody. I'm like, what do you mean you're not trying? Oh yeah, I don't like you because I'm a trier. We have different life philosophies. We look at the world completely differently. I can't get along with you. We can't correlate. I'm a trier. You're refusing to try. I can't even say, we don't speak the same language. You're speaking Uzbek to me. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't like those people because those people, every time I've ever tried to give them a chance, has done nothing but drag me down. I can't drag them up, but they can drag me down. Right. Somehow. I can't get them anywhere, but they manage to anchor me. So I don't like those people.
Yeah.
So if you're a full-grown man and you're watching this and you do not have the capability to take your entire family and move to Tokyo tomorrow for whatever reason, if you don't have that kind of finance or capability, you need to take a long, hard look in the mirror and say, what the fuck does my love even mean? What kind of man, what kind of head of the family even am I? I can say I love my wife all day long. I can say I love my kids all day long. What does that even mean if I'm not going to finish work and take an extra hour out of my day to try something new? Your love means nothing if you don't try.
Damn, bro, that hit deep, man.
But it's true.
Brother's job is to force you to be self-accountable. That's what I just said earlier. It's absolutely true. The best thing a brother can do for you or somebody who cares about you, the best thing they can do is to force you to be absolutely self-accountable. And let me give you all a self-accountability test before we leave. It is now April, meaning 2025 is over 30% complete. It's over 30% done. You remember New Year's Eve like yesterday. We all remember what we did on New Year's Eve. And you remember thinking, this is going to be my year. I'm going to get so much done. And if you're honest with yourself, you're sitting in the same room. You have the same girl, the same car, living the same life. You're about to waste another entire year. Ask yourself this question. If you do not blame yourself instantly for the fact that you are not yet rich, you said 2025 was going to be your year, it's 30% done, you've made no steps in the right direction, you are no closer than you've ever been. If you are not going to completely blame yourself for this lack of action and this lack of monumental success, then who else are you going to blame and what else is going to get done? The second you blame yourself, the second you decide it is 100% your fault and your responsibility to change and fix everything, is the second things will start to get better.